Those drums tell an ancient story. A story reborn in 1991 when tribal members gathered to launch a new arts program called Red Eagle Soaring. Few could have predicted the impact it would eventually have on the indigenous community. Red Eagle Soaring involves members from as many as 40 different tribes at any given time. Now, with more than 170 productions under their belt, Executive Director Russell Brooks says the program has met its aim to develop confidence and allow Native youth to express themselves.
It's really important for our youth because it helps keep them culturally connected, helps them stay grounded with who they are as Indigenous people. Also, I think another thing that it does is it helps to alleviate the symptoms of historical trauma that a lot of Native communities have experienced through being displaced. It helps to empower them with their own voice, that they can tell their own stories and that they can also carry on history and culture, through performing arts and through these ways. People across the earth, we're made up of stories, that's where our history and our culture comes from, is those stories. As far as our Indigenous communities, it's especially important due to the historical trauma that was experienced, through genocide, assimilation, things like that. But also for us to really acknowledge that, we're still here and to be able to tell those contemporary stories as well.
Red Eagle Soaring seeks to cultivate the next generation of community leaders. And with the passage of the Since Time Immemorial Bill requiring Native American culture to be a part of the curriculum in the public schools, Red Eagle Soaring has helped deliver that material in a way that complies with the law.
I think it's important to say that Senate Bill 5433 was a monumental step for the state of Washington to acknowledge tribal sovereignty and also to compel citizens of the state of Washington to learn tribal history and culture through STI since time immemorial. And it's important in a couple of ways. For one, it's important for our Native students that are going to schools that they see that their culture reflected and that they see it honored and acknowledged. I think the other part of that, too, is to really help members of the general public be educated on what tribal sovereignty is, and also to acknowledge and develop a sense of appreciation for the tribal communities that were here long before any European immigrants were here.
Even with the passage of the Since Time Immemorial Bill, Russell says the fight against ignorance has just started. Red Eagle Soaring plays a critical role by engaging the next generation.
It really is a great opportunity to bridge cultural understanding too with people, and it starts in our youth. That's where they learn through education when they're young. Again, that's what we do. We empower Native youth through performing arts, but we're storytellers. It's through storytelling, and that's exactly what is rooted in STI, is telling the story of tribal nations that are indigenous to the state of Washington. So we're going to support that any way we can as an organization and empower our youth. I personally think that hopefully in another generation or two that we'll see a huge shift that was initiated by STI and Senate Bill 5433.
It's the power of storytelling that has made Red Eagle Soaring such an important piece of the Native American community across the Puget Sound. They seek a transformation in the minds of their youth and in the minds of the public at large. Want to learn more? Visit redeaglesoaring.com to see the great things happening here in the heart of Seattle. Reporting for KBTC Digital First, I'm Marlon Mejia.